doing. So when you hear something else, it just washes over people. It doesn't register at all, because actually they're conditioned to listen to particular types of things, and that's the challenge. I think that the good thing about, I guess, your side of the pond is that you've had years of college radio, right?
Yes.
And we haven't had that, so we were relying on, and you know what, when and like BBC Six Music now, and when John Peel was on the radio, there is a one place you can go to, I guess, listen to lots of new bands. But that's only really one station. So we've become reliant on podcasts like yourself to actually pick up on new tunes. And, they don't get to everybody, do they? Right. So it's a bit of it feels sometimes like it's a bit of a dead end, if you know what I mean.
Yeah, no, fair enough. The thing that's nice is with this show is it's grown and kind of essentially somewhat moved with the times as far as like not let's say production value, but just I guess how it's kind of segmented in some ways, but not quite, because I still have my own unique style of playlist. I don't go by a standard format of, let's say, a basic song like a verse, chorus, verse sort of thing. It's fluctuating all over the place, but I put it together and in my head, and when I listen to it, it works for me. And I haven't had an issue with it yet, and that's been 7 years I'm running now. Like since 2012, I've been doing this show. 6 years. So 6 years, 2018 we're at. And his point being is it's been on for a while, but I've learned along the way, sort of thing. I've used all these obviously mistakes and stuff I made in the past to my advantage as a learning experience. So I've done quite a bit of learning over the past 6 years. Let me tell you.
Yeah, the point is, it's taken someone from Canada to pick up what we're doing, because there's very few people over here that have given it the time and energy that you have. Does that make sense?
No, it absolutely does. And I am more than happy to do it. It's something I've always been a big fan of. And this is when I heard about the app that we're using right now. I've never looked back. It's like, this is perfect. This is exactly what I want to do. I don't have to go to college and get all the extra credits that I need, which I already have most of. It's like I can just do it out of my own shed or in my living room, and we're good to go. So, and it's been working
Teach yourself. Learn. The best way to learn anything is to learn it yourself.
Oh, absolutely. And that's one reason I've always done everything all live, is because it taught me to kind of think quicker on my feet and kind of troubleshoot some problems if there happen any, and no matter what the problem may be, whether it be technical or what have you. So it's helped out quite a big deal.
It's the right way to do it. DIY.
Exactly.
All the best music is DIY. Don't worry about that.
All the best everything's DIY.
So,
actual physical DIY.
Yeah. So we do have time for one more song and probably a few more questions. So the next song we're going to get up to is, I believe it's the first song you sent me. This is called Persian Rugs, Crushed by Pimps.
He knows. Fuck me, mate. What's that cut with?
We'll rip off the mugs, wrap the chalk up and tell them it's drugs. We'll rip off the mugs while we roll around our Persian rugs.
Crushed by Pimps, Persian Rugs. Pretty cool tune. Like, I love the tonality too. Like, really kind of good heavy in spots. And you said you explained the song, so by all means, go.
All right. Just before I do, Ben and I have just been having a discussion, and it's actually you were in very good company, Doctor, because the other person that has kind of picked up our tunes across the pond is Mike Watt of the Stooges. So and the Minutemen. So you're actually in really good company. Anyway, I digress. So yes, the song. Do you know what Persian rugs are?
No, I do not.
Okay, so Persian rugs is, I guess you'd call it London or Cockney or whatever. Cockney rhyming slang for drugs. Persian rugs, drugs.
Okay.
So, when Ben came in and played that, that riff, it immediately reminded me of the film Midnight Express. I don't know if you're familiar with it.
Yes, I've seen that. Yes.
Okay, so you know what it's about. It's about a kind of American drug dealer that gets caught in Turkey and banged up and has a terrible time of it.
Yeah.
So that's kind of where the title came from. And then what came to us was when we were growing up in the 90s.
There's no we about this.
It's only we. When we grew up, we've known each other since we were 12. I was Dalton, but we were all right. But we both grew up in South London, Ben, so I guess we were probably both exposed to it. But actually, when in the UK, there was a second love generation, and everyone listened to Acid House, and everyone was taking ecstasy, and all these people were going around off their faces. And some of those people that were going all around off their faces decided it would then be a good idea to start dealing ecstasy to people who were also off their faces. And there's actually a line in Scarface which rang true with me, and that's don't get high on your own supply.
Right.
So that was going around my head as well, because I thought, well, I remember these people. I wasn't one of them, but I remember these people, and they would try and start dealing to their mates and make a complete pig's ear of it.
Right.
Because they were off their faces themselves, so they were obviously not ideal candidates to be retailers of recreational pharmaceuticals. It just wasn't going to work. So not only did they make a mess of it and end up taking most of it themselves, but they also had people after them that were real deal dealers, and some of them were heavy guys. So a lot of the lines in that, in fact, almost all the lines in that relate to exactly that. So if you were to listen to it and piece it together, lines like "I'm off my face," "grab the gear and let's get out of this place,"
right?
kind of. Watch your back and don't get done by the thugs. So it's pretty much about that. It's about people that just get a bit carried away with recreational pharmaceuticals.
Mystery of the song for you now.
Yeah, sorry.
There is no mystery in that song anymore.
The recreational.
I'm sure you're wondering about the entree of that song.
The recreational
noise into a microphone.
Right. So the recreational pharmaceuticals and the street pharmacist, right? So.
Yeah, pretty much. Yeah. And people who really weren't cut out to be street pharmacists, trying to be street pharmacists and coming unstuck.
So, guys, that's all the time we have for tonight. But thank you so much for coming back on the show. It's really been a pleasure. It's been a long time since I talked to you guys, so I'm very happy to have you guys on the show again. And if at one point you can squeeze in about half hour for NMS on a Saturday night at 10 p.m. GMT, that'd be awesome.
Yeah, definitely.
All right, well, guys, thank you so much, and we'll definitely keep in touch, and we're going to keep on playing your tunes, and hopefully you'll find a drummer to take the EP on tour. But until then, we'll
they will come.
well, we're hoping so. So until next time, this has been Dr. Bones and Crushed by Pimps. Thank you so much, guys.
You're welcome. Thanks for having us.
All right, until next time, this has been Dr. Bones saying Bones out.